So let me now introduce to you today's speaker. Dr. Mortimer is a qualified academic with research, teaching, academic leadership, and administrative skills. Coming from a production management background with 12 years experience working for a FTSE 50 company. This has led to an interest in leadership and change initiatives. In recent years, she has been involved in Operation Nightingale, an initiative drawing together the use of archaeology to rehabilitate Army veterans and develop resilient learning communities in deprived areas. Also, her research interests have focused on the interconnections between person-place identity, particularly in terms of developing resilience in both the individual and the community. Without further ado, I will give now the mic to Dr. Mortimer. Please give her a round of applause.
Thank you. I'm not brilliant with microphones, so I will see how I do today. First of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for coming. I really hope everybody gets something from this afternoon, because all of your time is very valuable and very precious. So hopefully everybody will gain something. Can you hear me at the back? A bit.
Louder.
Louder. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yep. Okay. So the plan for this afternoon. Can I try shouting rather than using this? Can you hear me at the back? No. Okay. All right, I'll give it a go. So I have you for 135 minutes. I'm going to spend about 5 minutes just talking about our research group that we have just set up. About our research group that we have just set up and how that came about. I was then going to do a quick 5 minutes about our research and then moving on to a very short presentation about community leadership, and then we're going to go into a workshop activity where I hope you can all share your own experiences with each other. Okay? Is everybody all right with that? Yeah? Okay. So let's make a start. So I work in partnership with Dr. Marley Lujan Escalante, who is from Venezuela. She comes from the Lancaster design department, so she's the artistic person in our partnership, and I come from the management school. So my research interest is in leadership and management, and the idea about community, both in business and in normal communities outside of the business environment. So we came together and we found a mutual interest in looking at disaster and pre-disaster planning, really, and traditional ecological knowledge. So I'm struggling already. There we go. So we come from Lancaster University in the UK, but Lancaster University has a campus in Weihai in China. So we actually spend most of our academic year in Southeast Asia in China. So as a partnership, we decided it would be a very good idea to do our research within Southeast Asia. Can you hear all right? Yes? So our research is called Indino, the network is called Indino, and we're looking at the mobility of traditional ecological knowledge in the development of pre-disaster planning. So what's quite interesting about traditional ecological knowledge is that it tends to be quite immobile. It is within the particular community that have developed it, that have learned from their predecessors, and it does not transfer very well at the moment to other areas. We might be experiencing similar situations which are new to them because of things like climate change. So what we're trying to look at is how we can transfer and gather together and then transfer traditional knowledges to help different communities across Southeast Asia facing new problems that they haven't necessarily faced before. So that's our plan. We set up a network. So the network was set up in February of this year. So it's a very, very new research group that have come together, and we have groups. We have universities and research centres in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, and now I'm very lucky and I've come to the Philippines, and hopefully we'll be able to work with the University of the Philippines as well. So this is a very new network, and all of the people we have met are interested in looking at traditional ecological knowledge and how it can be transferred. So the aims of our group are to look at ways of mobilising this tech, so trying to gather it together and then mobilising it. So some brief examples I can give you are on the journeys that we have been making. There's a particular area in Indonesia where they have a certain type of volcanic rock, and if you pass water through the volcanic rock, it actually purifies the water. And the local community was saying, we actually don't really need plastic water being bought in plastic bottles when we have a disaster, because we could actually purify our own water using these volcanic rocks. So why can't we do that? So that's an example of the sort of tech that we're looking at and trying to see where else it can be used. Another example was just after the big earthquake and tsunami that Indonesia suffered. There was a big aftershock, and the early warning system hadn't picked up the aftershock of a tsunami that was going to occur. And there was a gentleman who was on top of his roof, mending his roof, and he looked around and he recognised signs in the environment that reminded him of a lullaby that he was taught by his grandmother. And the lullaby was the signs to look out for in the case of tsunami. So he managed to evacuate the whole of his community because he remembered this lullaby. And those are the sort of stories we've been gathering and looking at. And now it's a matter of how do we integrate that with science and what science is doing. Because those things are equally as important. The other thing about tech and making it into a resource that is regarded as being equal to what science can provide and produce is the fact that it gives communities ownership of what's happening within their community. It's their stories that they can see being used, which helps with their resilience and helps them to think about pre-disaster planning. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah? I find this very deafening. So that's the research we do, and the particular method we're going to use this afternoon in the workshop we've used with various groups in the UK and across Southeast Asia in the universities we've been to visit. We haven't yet used it in communities within Southeast Asia, although we have in the UK. So we try to make it extremely interactive. The first time we used objects to help people think about what they want was with some dementia patients, people suffering from dementia, and the local authority was trying to develop a computer data bank that would log the important details about each of the persons who suffered from dementia, so that if they got lost or they wandered off, people could access a database to find out where they lived, where they come from, and all the rest of it. And we were asking the people who suffer from dementia how useful this tool might be for them. So we used a lot of different things that they could touch, that they could feel, in order to remind them of ideas and things that they wanted to incorporate. What was really interesting from that was one of the participants said, actually, it would be useful if I had access to this database, because I often forget where I live. And if I could access the database, then I would be able to find out, and I would be able to get myself home. So it was an interesting exercise with that particular group of people. Other groups have used it with industry when they're looking at continuous improvement and developing a comradeship within the manufacturing environments. We've used it with local policymakers, particularly emergency services, ambulance, so the National Health, Fire Brigade, police, for them to look at how they bring systems together to help them in the performance of their duties. These are all the different tools and techniques. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring the toys with me because they weigh too much. But quite a few people enjoy playing with the bits of Lego or with little cars and little toys and then create their maps. System end users, so particularly where computer systems have been developed to help people in the front line, we've then taken those computer systems and helped people actually physically map them out so they understand how the computer technology is working in respect of their own needs and wants. And we've used it for building value cases, as we're going to be doing this afternoon. And lastly, one of the big elements that has brought us as a networking group together is the idea about community resilience and how do you create community-led engagement and how is that led? So that's my particular interest and that's what I'm going to be talking about briefly next. So that's our research and sort of where we're coming from in terms of me being here in the Philippines and getting the grant to come here and meet you all, which has been a real privilege. So I've now got to change presentations, so hopefully this will go okay. Okay, we managed that. Everybody at the back, can you hear okay? Do you need me? Oh, no, not really. Do you need me to talk more slowly? The middle part of the room. Yeah. All right, so I get a lot of exercise now. This is good. Okay, so this presentation is only going to be very quick, hopefully at the most 30 minutes, because I want more time for the workshop. But it's just looking at some of the problems we found when we were trying to take a project and making it into a sustainable community-led activity, and the difficulties we found, particularly with the leadership of that group. So it was actually a project that failed, and then we were asked to look at why it failed. What I was really interested in was the methodology that we used to explore why the project itself failed. And that's primarily what I want to share with you, really, because leadership is a very frustrating area to be a researcher in. Since I've been here, I've been looking at the research that everybody has been doing within this school. And what I find really brilliant is the fact that you can see how that deep analytical research becomes something usable in the real world. It becomes proper maps, proper ideas, proper thoughts that people in the real world can use. With leadership studies, it's a bit
bit more up there somewhere, and you never really get a tangible output, which is why I quite enjoy this methodology. So we will move forward.